Hey there folks, so today we're going to learn how to install a fan vent. This is a roof vent for a fan for a bathroom, so it's an exhaust fan vent. So we're going to install this on this shingled roof here. So what you got to do is choose first of all where you're going to put it, and then you want to cut a size big enough to go around this square part area here. So what I've done is I chose a spot right there, which is we're gonna cut a hole down through the roof and through the plywood. And the biggest thing is try to make sure that you don't hit a rafter or a truss, because you cannot cut a rafter or a truss. So you just want to make sure you can tell. You can kind of bang on the roof with your hand or your fist or with a hammer, and you can tell by the sound. So if it sounds solid, there's probably a truss or a rafter underneath there. So just check and make sure you don't hit that, because if you do, you're in trouble. So then what we're going to do is we have to cut the hole. So you can either get yourself a 4-inch hole saw that just connects into your drill, and then you can drill a 4-inch hole. Or if you don't have one of those, which I do have one, I just forgot. But what I do have is I have my Dremel tool, cutoff tool here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a circle right here where my patch is, or where my hole is for the vent, and I'm going to cut it out. One thing to try to do is, if this roof has an ice and water shield, so it's a rubber membrane that sticks tight to the plywood, you want to try and scrape as much of that off as you can, because it will dull your blade real fast. So I'm just going to pause you for a second, cut that out, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, now that we got that all nicely cut out, see, we cut a bit of a round circle there, so as opposed to a square circle. Don't know if you've ever seen one of them. I haven't. Anyways, so then you want to make sure that it fits down in there properly, so that you got a bit of room in there in case you have to adjust it for the shingles. Now whatever you do, do not just stick that on top and caulk it, because that's what some people do, and you're gonna have nothing but leaks with it. So what you want to do is you want to fish it so that these shingles here down to here actually are on top of the vent here. So down here, this vent's going to be on top of the shingles, but from here up you want underneath the shingles, so that when the water flows down here, water always takes its easiest course and will run down over the vent and then onto the rest of the shingles. So you got to really make sure of that, so that you got to follow the course of water. So make sure that the top of the vent is under the shingles, and make sure the bottom of the vent is over top of the shingles, and not vice versa. So anyways, I'll just put you down for a second, and I'll put that underneath. And another good thing is make sure you silicone underneath it, so that it gets a good bond. And so if water ever does somehow get backed up in there, maybe from a bit of ice or something like that, and then water melts, or the ice melts and then backs up, you've got another extra precaution. So anyways, I'll show you when I'm all done. Okay, there we go. All nicely in place. I put a couple of roofing screws right at the bottom there, just to hold it in place, because with the expansion and contraction of the material in the warm and cold weather, sometimes it will lift, and then wasps will make nests underneath there. So now I'm just going to silicone at the top here. Just be very, very careful, especially in cooler temperatures. When you're trying to lift these shingles, use a flat bar and very gently push it in. Just kind of jerk it in, because if you don't, you could end up ripping the shingles and then you have an awful mess. So there you go. It's all done, and that's how you install a roof vent. Please comment below, and if you got any questions, by all means ask, and share this with other people so you can help them out as well. Thanks again. Take care.